Hi guys, and welcome to your Monday, June 15th Stronger Together workout. Your workout for today is 2 rounds of all body weight movements. You will be doing 25 toes to bar or kettlebells, followed by 50 burpees, and then 75 air squats. For your warm-up for today, you're going to start with 3 minutes of some sort of active movement. So that's running, rowing, biking, jumping rope. If you're running, you would do about a 400-meter run. That would translate to a 500-meter row if you happen to have a rower. After you're done with that, you're going to go into Spiderman lunges. So you'll do 8 Spiderman lunges on each side. For your Spiderman lunge, you guys should know this by now, nice long lunge. This heel stays down, the front heel stays down. Hands to the ground. If you can go deeper onto your elbows, do so you can get a nice good stretch in your hip. And then you're gonna come back up. Stay in that plank position, just step your other foot forward, try to get it as close to your hand as possible, and then going down or staying here, okay? But you're gonna do 8 on each side. After you've completed those lateral lunges, the Spiderman lunges, you're gonna go into lateral lunges. So your feet are nice and wide, right? We're gonna shift our hips over and back and down. Your opposite toe can come up here, right? You don't have to shift. Keep that foot flat, but if you want to leave it down, you can. There's not really a right or wrong on this one. All right, but you're gonna do 10 on each leg for the lateral lunges, okay? After you've completed the lateral lunges, we're gonna go into our inchworm for the push-ups. So feet stay wide here. You're gonna hinge forward, get a nice hamstring stretch, walk your hands out. Give me 5 push-ups, right? Keeping your body nice and tight. If you can't do the push-ups as like a regular push-up, you can go to your knees, sending your chest to the ground, right? When you're done with the 5 push-ups, lift your hips, press back, get a good downward dog stretch, walk your hands into your feet, stand tall. You're gonna repeat that process doing 4 push-ups. Then you'll go to 3, 2, and 1. After you completed those inchworm push-ups, we're gonna go into speed skaters, windmills, whatever you wanna call them. So hinge at the hips, core is tight, chest is tight. From here, your arms are descending down. You're going to swing your arms and follow your hands with your eyes, right? Don't just do this, right? Follow and get that trunk twist, all right? You'll do 10 on each direction. Then from there, you're gonna go into your arm circles. You'll do 10 forward, nice and big, and then 10 backwards, nice and big. Then you're gonna go into shoulder rolls forward for 10, shoulder rolls backwards for 10, all right? Then arm pretzels, all right? So one arm is out. You're gonna twist your one arm over, so you're wringing out your arms, right? And you're doing 10 in each direction, all right? Just going back and forth. After you've completed your arm pretzels, you're going to go into some sort of wrist mobility, all right? I'm not really a big fan of wrist circles, so I personally like to just get on my hands and knees and take care of my wrist this way, where my fingers are facing out, my hands are underneath my shoulders, and I'm shifting my weight over to one side and then back to the other side. All right, kind of just going back and forth, getting a nice stretch in my forearms. Then I will do my palms facing away from me, my fingers facing my knees, driving my palms into the ground as I sit my hips back towards my feet, right? So trying to get a good stretch there. And then finally, tops of the hands, be very gentle here, into the ground, right? And getting a good stretch in the forearm in that way. So you could take about 30 seconds to a minute to kind of like cycle through all of those for your wrist mobility. So for today, we're gonna start warming you up for your toes to kettlebell, or if you happen to have a pull-up bar, toes to bar, all right? So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna find a broom, we're gonna find something, a PVC pipe, and do 10 PVC pass-throughs, pushing away with that PVC pipe. Arms are locked out at the top. Now again, we've talked about this before, if you can only get to here with those arms locked out, that's fine. What we don't want you to do is start to bend the arms, right, to try to get the PVC pipe or whatever you're using around your body, because now you're not getting the stretch that you need. So really block it out and really press away the entire time you're doing this movement, okay? once you've done your PVC pass-throughs, this is going to be different for anybody that has a bar. If you have a bar, you are going to do knee raises, right? So you would hang from your pull-up bar and just bring your knees up to your chest. And when you do that, guys, I don't have a pull-up bar to demonstrate, but what I want you to think about is when you bring your knees up, you're pulling down on the bar, right? So pull down, knees up, right? So you should see that active, like, that action in your shoulders, right? In your back, that active pull down, okay? Make sure that you're doing that, all right? Now, if you don't have a bar, you're going to do tuck-ups. So for your tuck-ups, you'll be on the ground, laying flat, and from here, you're going to come up, bring those knees in, and just kind of grab onto your knees, right? So this is a tuck-up, all right? Then, after you've done your tuck-ups, you're going to go into V-ups if you're on the ground. So for V-ups, I'm in extension, I come up, touch my feet, and I'm trying not to let my feet touch the ground, okay? If you're on a pull-up bar, you're going to now start working on that tuck and starting to kick, but that fast return of scooping your feet around, right? When you're on the pull-up bar. So make sure if you're doing that, you want to really work on that fast return. I like to think like I'm scooping ice cream with my foot. I don't know, it helps me get that return fast. After you've completed your V-ups and your tuck-ups, you're going to go either into those full toes to bar, or we'll go into toes to kettlebell, okay? For your toes to kettlebell, you're going to have this kettlebell right by your head, arms extended right behind you, and then from there, you're just bringing the feet up and trying to touch the kettlebell, right? And not collapsing to the ground when we return. So don't relax here, right? You want to keep the legs and the core active right here and return with the hips. So you're pulling your hips, using your hips to pull the legs back, okay? Think like a rubber band. You want that tension the entire time, all right? Same thing for if you're doing this on the bar. That's where that scooping the feet really quickly to get that fast return so that you're not just relaxing in the bottom. You want to stay active and be pushing down on the bar, right? So it's push and scoop, push and scoop, push and scoop the entire time, all right? To get you ready for the air squats that are going to be in the workout today, there's a lot of them. So we want to really practice our form, our technique, as well as get our hips and ankles warmed up. So we're going to start with squat therapy. All right, you'll do 10 reps. So for squat therapy, you're going to find a wall, something that you can use to block you essentially and keep you from leaning forward, right, in your squats. And it's going to force that good upright chest as well as the hips going back. So hands go up above you. If you can keep them together, this is what we're trying to fight for, right? Make sure your feet are about shoulder width apart. And then from here, hips travel back and down. You're going to descend down into a squat and drive up, all right? Now, the closer you get to the wall, the harder this is. So we want you to find something that is challenging for you, but also achievable. If your mobility isn't where you want it to be yet, that's fine. Just back off a little bit more from the wall. And yes, you may have to lean forward a little bit, but I still want you to fight, right? Fight to try and keep that chest up the whole time, all right? So as a reminder, your workout today is 2 rounds of 25 toes to bar or toes to kettlebell, 50 burpees, 75 air squats. As far as the time intent goes, it really does depend on how quickly you and how adept you are at these movements, right? So it could be anywhere from 14 minutes, some people might even finish under 14, to 20 minutes, all right? And we're trying to give you as much of a window there to really be able to accomplish the entire workout. So really quickly, as far as dialing into the movements and the intent of those movements, as far as time goes, your toes to bar or toes to kettlebell, that should not take you longer than 2 minutes on any round, all right? You should be able to knock them out pretty quickly. The burpees are gonna eat up the most time, right? We all know that. So that's gonna be about 5 to 6 minutes on each round, something like that, all right? Then from there, and if you think about it, if you're struggling to get air, just try to keep it at, like, if you do 10 burpees and treat it like an EMOM, 10 burpees every minute on the minute, then you will get through those 50 burpees in 5 minutes, right? Finally, the air squats. The air squats is just move steady through it, right? It's gonna take some time, but it shouldn't take even as much time as the burpees. Just make sure you don't get sloppy in your air squat as you get tired. Don't start doing that like bend forward thing that we see happen, right? Where it's like, this is what happens, right? Real loose, there's no tension whatsoever in my upper body. Don't do that, okay? Protect your knees, protect your back, protect your core, all of that, okay? I think that when you're doing your burpees too, really quickly, we've talked about this before, if you cannot maintain the 50 burpees, you have two options. You could reduce your reps down, right, and go to maybe like 40 or 30, or you could do the no push-up burpee. If you're just really starting to fatigue out in your shoulders and you don't have it in you to get that push back, then just go to like a burpee plank, right, where I would just go my hands to the ground, shift back with my feet, and then come up. And remember, if you're doing your burpee too, make sure that you're really pressing back when you come out of that push-up position, right? It's really easy to kind of want to let your legs do more of the work, but if you really engage your back here, that's why we do that push back to downward dog in the inchworms. My hands are down, I come up right here. If I push back into that downward dog, I'm actively pushing back, it will snap your hips forward, and it really helps to make the movement a lot faster. So remember that when you're doing your burpees. For your cool down, you have actually two options. If you happen to have someplace where you have really light dumbbells, you could do skull crushers, and you would need also a bench, a flat surface to do skull crushers on. If you have any questions about that, see your coaches about that. They can give you some information on that. I'm going to show you the opposite movement, or the other movement that would be basically a modification for that, which is basically doing a tiger bend push-up, okay? So you would start in the top of a push-up. Now you gotta keep everything really tight here, guys, all right? And you're on your toes. From here, you're going to roll back and down into your elbows, all right? This is your bottom position, and then press back up. I can't do it really slow, so I'm gonna try and do it quickly for you. I'm down and I'm up, right? I'm down and I'm up, and I go forward when I go down. So roll back, roll forward, roll back, roll forward, okay? So you have to make sure that you're really engaged in your core, and this is gonna really show like where your kind of weaknesses lie. I certainly can feel it in my left side, which is weaker than my right. So take your time here. If you cannot do that, we can give you tricep extensions or something different, right, to do, but you can ask your coaches or reach out to one of us if you're not in class. Once you've completed that, you'll do 10 of those. You're going to go into a Spiderman or a Samson lunge. So I'm not going to re-show the Spiderman lunge because we did that earlier. Samson lunge, you're in a lunge, right? Surprise, surprise. And then from here, you're going to really drive forward into that front leg, shifting your hips forward, and then interlock your fingers, reach up, and then press back, right? So you're getting a nice stretch all in the upper body as well as the lower body. And you'll hold that for 30 seconds on each side, all right? If you have any other things you need to work out as far as like burpees, generally make my calves tight, so I would highly recommend taking a foam roller. If you have one available, rolling out your calves, rolling out your hamstrings, and also rolling out your upper back as well, and taking time for that in your cool down, okay? So as far as your cool down goes, you're gonna go and cycle through those movements 4 times, all right? This is not for time. This is more just some accessory work, as well as making sure that you're taking care of your bodies after you went through that workout, okay? So really target anything that you feel. It is Monday, so you have all the rest of the week to get through. So make sure you take care of your bodies and really stretch them out and cool them down after you've done this workout. We hope that you guys enjoy the workout. It's all body weight movement. What is not to like about that? And if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to us. We miss you guys. We love you. We hope you're doing well, and we are hoping to see you soon. Take care, guys. Bye.